No, we're talking about this.
Oh, okay, I see myself now.
Okay, great, that's awesome. Perfect. Alright, so let's,
It's about ready.
okay. So here's what we're gonna do. Johnny, you're gonna speak into that mic, and you can move it as well to position it a little bit better. Yeah, so you wanna talk into that real quick?
Hello, check one. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Great, and that's good.
Okay. You got the intro for the music?
Yeah. I'm gonna insert that afterward.
Okay.
I'm gonna do all that stuff, all the recorded music after.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do now,
You want me to just read straight through?
yeah, I would
Okay.
say,
Or just do the intro straight through?
yes, I
Okay.
would,
All right, you ready?
I'm gonna make sure that we're ready first. Let's do this. I'll tell you when to start, okay?
All right.
And just making sure we're all good. And sounds good. Okay, I've got my computer audio that will be coming up. Okay. So I'll tell you when.
For all that is tuning in, the name of the program is called Food for Thought. Broadcasting and airing on WPPM 106.5 Philadelphia, Philly Cam Radio, as well as Philly Cam TV on the cable television network, Comcast 66, Verizon 29. I'm the host that goes.
Just keep going.
Okay. For all that is tuning in, the name of the program is called Food for Thought.
Here, let's try this again because the mic's a little bit. So here we go.
Yeah.
Let's do that. All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
All right.
Start.
Yes,
I would say start
I can
over.
hear you.
For all that is tuning in, the name of the program is called Food for Thought. Broadcasting and airing on WPPM-LP 106.5 FM Philadelphia, Philly Cam Radio, as well as Philly Cam TV on the cable television network, Comcast Channel 66, Verizon Channel 29. I am the host that goes by the name of James Hatcher, and the music in the background is from a song titled Do to You, D-U-E-T-O-Y-O-U, composed by yours truly, James Hatcher. You can listen and enjoy the full audio vocal version by going to the music online streaming platforms, including unitedmasters.com/James Hatcher and my YouTube channel, which is James Hatcher. Make sure you subscribe. In regards to WPPM-LP 106.5 Philly Cam Radio, this is a community that comes together to create content from individuals that is expressive through media and is attributive to the interests of the community's self-awareness, sharing their own unique experiences, and dedicating their knowledge, information, and abilities to inspire others. The theme of the topic of this episode is utilizing input of information for the establishment and the expansion of a foundation. The benefit of acknowledging the distinction of individuality is also to consider the commonality within a group, and is to be in a state of sharing features and attributes, ensuring the outset of a productive environment. Some of these features may be optimizing routine activities to determine an outcome to an objective. To make a mere prediction of a possibility is uncertain, whereas the ability to expect a certain result by resourcing objects and tools in one's surroundings is more assuring to accomplish a goal until the destination is to be reached. The goal can only be made with the resources available, as others may attempt to involve themselves in an event projecting from the individual as to benefit one's experience, to accumulate gain, prolonging as being evident to exist, could only be there to incite stimulation for themselves. According to the individual producing, this can only be in the form of a promise from others that there can be something to offer, such as a form of barter, trade, or commodity. Commodity is in consideration by the individual to whether the offer is accessible during the initial interaction, or whether there can be the intention to have the individual produce, design, or construct the product for the inquiring, stipulating a payment upon return, which can be a risk as a predicament of producing the product, design, or construct without the return of the inquiring past. There is also a risk of accepting collateral of a semi-payment during the initial interaction of an individual and the inquiring, although the individual does not subject to that type of commitment. Avoiding loss of inventory to the individual to produce for oneself, as well as to hinder growth and creative development. In addition to utilizing input of information for the establishment and the payment and expansion of a foundation, is the residential stability and an occupational objective within the chosen environment, as well as effective investments for mental and physical wellness. Effective investments, which including the aspects of residential stability within a chosen environment, may be in some cases based on various incentives such as substantial and dependable income or constructive routines that enables one to appreciate the decor and design of an infrastructure. And amongst a group setting, the interest of each individual towards each other within a collective exacts the objective to have a common purpose. And that is the food for thought for this episode. Now joining me is a native of Philadelphia, born in Philadelphia. He goes by the name of Johnny Mac Music, also known as Johnny Matthews. How you doing, Johnny?
Good. How you doing, James?
Good. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate you on your endeavors of pursuing, your career and your profession. I just got word that you're a nominee for the International Singer-Songwriters Association. Congratulations.
Yes.
Okay, so, and I got an opportunity to go on the site and check you out, and you are nominated for several categories. One is USA Male Vocalist of the Year, USA Male Rising Star, USA Male Songwriter of the Year, and USA Emerging Artist of the Year.
Yes,
Right?
yes, that is correct. And they have voting going on till the end of April for the finals, which I have the link, which is on any of my website or social media.
Okay, so how did you go about, entering into that? Like, how did you start off with pursuing to be one of the nominees?
I had just seen it. I did it last year, and I made it to the finals for songwriter, but I didn't win the category. There was 3 awards. I think it was for first place, second, and third. And but I had made it to the top 15 for songwriter of the year, and pretty much they had just put it out, and I just kind of applied for it, and then was kind of accepted.
Oh, wow. So have you been trying to pursue that, being involved within that International Singers Songwriters Association for a while, or did you just so happen to come across it? Did somebody tell you about it? And like, how did you start off, pursuing that endeavor?
It started as a Facebook group that I actually joined,
Okay.
and last year was the first time I had actually entered into it and found out about it. Now, they didn't have the ceremony, they had it virtual because of the pandemic. This year they're supposed to be doing it in Atlanta, the ceremony, so if you get nominated for the finale, then some of the people get a chance to go to Atlanta.
Okay. So they would have to call you first?
I'm gonna time out real quick just to change the shot. This sounds great, it looks good too, but Johnny, would you mind moving the mic a little bit so that it's to your left and sort of facing, so a little bit to the left, your right?
Am I right?
Yeah, and then a little bit more, yeah, and then sort of tilt it so that it's closer to your mouth.
Tilt it this way?
Yep, if possible. Here, wait, I'll do a little bit of adjusting here. 1 sec. I just want to make sure we're not sorry later, we get the best shot that we can. It's kind of like
Oh, okay.
this. I'll do a double, yeah, so see how it looks a lot better generally, because we can see your face. And then the other thing I'll do real quick.
I know, yeah, because it was like right on top.
Yeah. And you can still, speak directly into the mic, but just make sure that it's,
No, this is still recording now.
yeah, it's still recording. We're still recording. I'll just cut it out when we edit. And then the other image I want to just shift is so that we get a full screen too of, Johnny in the video. So.
Yeah, that looks a lot better. It's kind of hard with the mask.
Oh, I got you.
So there we go. So
Yeah.
that's better. Now we're rocking and rolling.
Good
so.
call.
Yeah. So I would just say pick up right where you left off, and I can stitch that together. And James, you were just ending your response to the.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So when you're nominated and you're chosen to go down to Atlanta, do they notify you? How do they go about notifying you? Do they call you, or do they send an email to you, or a letter in the mail, or what? How do you get notified?
Pretty much an email. That's how it worked. Last year, they'll send an email, or I could go on the site and they list, who the winners are.
Okay. Now, I came across a nice picture of you. Actually, it was a promo design or something that I got of you being one of the nominees.
Okay.
It was the 2022 nominees songwriter. And it was a special design. I guess it came from the International Singers Songwriters Association. Did you design that, or did you have somebody do that promotion for you? Because that's a nice design. I could see you, really actually putting it out there. Or is it just basically specifically for that site?
It was actually the CEO, the lady that's in charge of the program that did it. I just had sent a picture, and she designed it for anybody who was in the competition.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Yeah. Okay. All right, so this leads me to my next question. When considering your title and your profession, how do you identify yourself? As a songwriter, entertainer, composer, performer, or any other specific title?
I would say probably all three. I consider myself as a songwriter because I write songs. I consider myself as an artist because I'm out there and perform, and also an entertainer because when I'm outside performing, I'm also entertaining people at the same time.
Okay. Okay. So, what genre of music do you choose to call your works?
Pretty much Christian pop, folk, is my main genres, but I'm open to a bunch of different genres. I started writing, you know, songs with some people online, some country, some folk stuff.
Okay, so is there a specific atmosphere or environment or an event that you do, like a specific song? I noticed you said you Christian, pop, or folk. Is there like an event that you go to where you just play nothing but like Christian music, and then there's another event where you know you play like your folk? Like how do you specify like which type of genre that you play? I mean, and what's the difference between those genres for anybody that's not familiar with those?
Okay, as far as like for the Christian, that would be more as far as for like my church. Like if I'm there, I host. You know, our church hosts a monthly breakfast, and I'm in charge of the music entertainment for that
Okay.
each month. So I would come up with a song depending on what the theme is, or sometimes if there's like a block party, a friend of mine has started doing these Christian block parties, and then I would perform Christian songs. If it all depends on the venue, the place that you go. You know, it's like some places might want you to play cover songs. Some places might want you to play original stuff.
Okay. So, do you go out and you look for these events, or do you make a way where these events or these promoters of these events come and they contact you? And how do you like promote yourself in order to catch the attention of these specific promoters for these events to say, hey, I want this guy to perform for this particular show and everything like that, and they reach out to you?
I kind of do both, James. Sort of, you know, it's like, I guess through, you know, like Facebook, you know, where, you know, I'll make up posters, go around, give something out, you know, tell people physically what's going on for these different events, or sometimes I'll contact, you know, by, you know, phone the vendor, or, you know, I'll send an email,
Mm-hmm.
or sometimes go down to the place, you know, play like an open mic night
Okay.
or something, and that way they kind of get to know who you are, how you sound and stuff.
Now, is that more convenient than, like, you know, just to go to, like, some of these venues, like the open mic, to perform in comparison to just, like, saying, okay, I know that there's a public arena right here, or there's, you know, like a basic place where there'd be a lot of tourists, and you just go out there as, let's say, like a street performer, and you set up your stuff, and you just start playing there, and to get the people's you know, response and reaction to approach you to say, hey, I like your music, how can I find it? Like, what's the difference between going to like these venues, the music venues, where you have a whole network of people that may be in a similar, you know, arena or profession as you, versus going to a platform or a public arena where you have less people that's out there doing what you're doing, but more people that's out there that's, you know, living their daily life or going through their daily routines, where that gives you more of an opportunity to, like, you know, reach these people, or the people to react and say, hey, you know, I there's nobody else that's doing what he's doing, so let me get some information and everything. It's a lot more easier. Is that a lot more easier for you that way, or do you like decide on doing both? Do you have like a schedule where you say, like, on the weekend I might go here, and you go to a specific place where possibly they don't just see you just one time, they know that you might show up there, you know, the following week or so, and say, I know he's going to be out there, and I'm gonna go, you know, and meet up with him to listen to more of what he got in store. I mean, is that something that you consider when you go out there and you try to, you know, promote, you know, your music and stuff like that?
I guess it kind of